Today, we are diving into a Pokémon story that's, well, a little different. It's less about winning battles and way more about winning trust. It's a story that asks a really tough question. What does it actually mean to protect a community when the real danger isn't some huge monster, but a system that just refuses to listen? Okay, so let's get into it. Our story doesn't start with a big explosion or a dramatic entrance. It starts with a feeling. You know, that subtle, unnerving sense that something is just wrong. And this feeling is picked up by a very specialized team, long before anyone else even notices a single cloud in the sky. Now, this team, they're not your usual lineup of heavy hitters, not at all. Think less brawn, more brain. They're a unit of sensors and strategists, basically designed to sniff out danger before it even has a chance to take shape. And their first clue? It isn't an enemy they can see, it's more like a psychic ripple, a warning of chaos to come. At the very heart of this early warning system is Xatu. Usually, Xatu is completely still, just observing, but its ability to see little pieces of the future gets amplified by the team's psychic field. The problem is, today, the visions are incredibly vague. It's not a clear prophecy, just this unsettling shadow moving at the very edge of sight. So who makes sense of all this? That's where Slowking comes in. It's the calm, thoughtful interpreter of the group. Slowking's whole job is to take these fuzzy feelings and broken images from Xatu and turn them into a real warning. And the message it comes up with is kind of chilling because it's so uncertain. Danger is gathering, and the city needs to be told. And you can't forget Indeedee, who plays this absolutely crucial role. By putting out this constant, calming, psychic field, it does two things. It helps soothe Akatu's stress from seeing these visions, and it keeps the whole team level-headed, letting them think clearly even when things are getting intense. So, with this fragmented but really strong gut feeling, the team heads to the city center. They lay it all out for the mayor and the professor. Look, it's not much to go on, right? A possible disruption may be linked to a storm, but it's enough for them to start getting ready. Because, as the professor puts it, even uncertainty has value when it arrives this early.
And boy, was that warning vital. The threat finally shows up, but it's nothing like what they expected. It's not a monster rampaging through the streets. It's something much, much weirder. A storm that seems to be breaking all the laws of nature.
We're talking hundreds of Pelipper, all panicked and totally disoriented, suddenly swarming the city. Their drizzle abilities start overlapping, creating this crazy feedback loop, and poof, you've got a chaotic, man-made hurricane right in the middle of downtown. This isn't just bad weather. It's a symptom of pure terror. And here's the kicker. Slowking gets it almost immediately. The Pelipers aren't attacking, they're not migrating, they are running away from something. The storm over the city isn't an act of aggression. It's a storm made of sheer panic. And this is where the team just shines. Their response is amazing. While Gallade and Tinkaton are on the ground, clearing paths and dealing with physical damage, Indeedee and Ribombee are tackling the emotional chaos. They're calming the crowds and the terrified Pelipper. And through it all, Slowking is like a field commander, calmly directing the city's emergency teams. It's this perfect multi-front strategy. So the storm eventually dies down. The Pelipper are guided safely back out to sea, and the immediate crisis is over. But a much bigger, much more disturbing question is just hanging in the air. A question that takes this story from a simple disaster response into a full-blown investigation. All right, let's follow the breadcrumbs. The team traces the Pelipper's flight path all the way back to where it started, this remote pond tucked away by some cliffs. And what they find there is a place where the basic laws of physics have been turned completely upside down. I mean, just picture this. It's so bizarre. They toss a little pebble into the water, and the ripples, they collapse inward. Raindrops are literally drifting up. Even their own movements get reversed. If they try to step left, their body lurches to the right. The whole area is trapped in this reality-bending field. So what in the world could be causing this? Slowking figures it out pretty fast. This kind of controlled, precise inversion could only be one move, topsy-turvy. But this isn't just a simple battle trick. A seriously powerful Malamar, working with a hidden trainer, has somehow amplified that move to warp an entire ecosystem. So they don't just charge in. No, that would be useless. Instead, they work to take the field apart with surgical precision. Indeedee creates a small pocket of normal physics, like an anchor.
Then Ribbonbee uses its pollen to make the invisible distortion visible. And then, and this is so cool, Galade and Tinkaton adapt, learning to move in reverse to hit the field's weak spots. It's all strategy, zero brute force. Just as the field collapses, the trainer behind the Malamar steps out of the shadows, and with these words, everything shifts. The fight is no longer about a weird phenomenon. It's a direct challenge to everything the Protector thought they knew about their job. And here is where the story's true theme really comes into focus. The person they thought was the antagonist? They're not a villain looking for destruction. They have a motive that completely reframes everything we've just seen, revealing that the real enemy might just be the very system our heroes have sworn to protect. The trainer shows them their Pokémon, and you guys, they're not soldiers, they're survivors. There's a Pelipper with damaged wings, a Corviknight with cracked armor, a Bastiodon with fractures right through its shield. All of them were hurt by the city's own expansion projects, injuries that were documented and then deliberately covered up by the mayor. The trainer explains everything. There was no one to talk to, no way to protest. They created that entire disturbance because it was the only way they could think of to get past the city's defenses, the only way to get the attention of the Protector, who sits up in a high tower, totally cut off from the harm being done right below them. Back in the city, this truth bomb just explodes. The mayor tries to defend his actions, saying that you need control, that hiding a few flaws is necessary for progress. But the Protector, faced with the evidence, argues back. No, true safety can only come from transparency. Hiding harm isn't protection, it's a betrayal. This right here, this is the turning point. When the city guards try to escalate things, our protagonist draws a line in the sand with this single statement. By refusing to be a blind enforcer for a corrupt system, they basically give power back to the citizens, allowing them to finally demand accountability for themselves. And you know what? It works. It leads to real fundamental change. The people, armed with the truth, demand it. The mayor steps down, and reforms actually begin. And the Protector's role? It changes completely. They're no longer some isolated guardian in a tower. Now, the team walks among the people, their job shifting from watching to participating, from guarding to listening. And that's what this story leaves us with. It's a challenging question for any leader, any guardian really. Is your silence a shield that truly protects, or is it a wall that just isolates you? Because true strength, as this story shows us, isn't found in maintaining order from above, but in having the courage to come down, dismantle the walls, and actually hear the voices you claim to protect.